Guys, I'm Alpha Podcast Spot and welcome to week 25 of the Premier League review. If you want to know the series, what we do to take a look at the past set of Premier League results, we take a look at the Premier League table and we finish off by looking at the top goal scorers. So here is the past set of Premier League results. These games were played on Tuesday the 30th and Wednesday the 31st of January 2018. Also, next games are the timed in this video, so if you want to hear about a specific match, just go to the time next to the game and just skip out all the other crap. But without further ado, let's get into our first match. We start with Swansea versus Arsenal. Arsenal took the lead 33 minutes into the match when Nacho Monreal got his 4th league goal of the season. An absolutely inch-perfect cross by Mesut Ozil, and they're sliding in at the back post to finish it was Monreal, who scored his 2nd goal in as many league games. But the lead wouldn't last long as a minute later Swansea equalised through Sam Clucas. Mesut Ozil really assisted this one as well, as he was easily dispossessed by Martin Olsen. Martin Olsen then slipped, which caused Arsenal fans to claim that he was fouled, and that Olsen came in, won the ball, and to be fair, Olsen did slip over, and in the process he took Ozil with him, so you can't really give that. Anyway, Alfie Mawson picked up the loose ball, slipped it through to Sam Clucas, who got away from Granit Xhaka, who just didn't do anything, and he slotted home past Petr Cech. And Swansea took the lead for the first time in this match 15 minutes in the second half when Petr Cech had an absolute nightmare. It came as Shkodran Mustafi led the ball back to his keeper, expecting the experienced keeper to deal with it, but he completely miskicks the ball. It bobbles about 4 yards away from him, straight to Jordan Ayew, who tucked it into the back of the net. And Swansea wrapped the game up 5 minutes from time when Sam Clucas got his 2nd and Swansea's 3rd. Jordan Ayew caused the problems as Nacho Monreal was put under pressure, and instead of putting the ball out, he decided to go for a kung fu bicycle kick to try and clear it, but he completely missed it, and that let Ayew squander away down the right, and the Arsenal defenders just couldn't be bothered to go for him. Mustafi went, but Ayew just ran past him, and Ayew's eventual pass was deflected, but straight into the path of Clucas, who smashed it home at the near post. And that's how the game ended. Another huge win for Swansea, who pick up another huge scalp after beating Liverpool last week and Arsenal this week. Horrible for Arsenal, they were just poor. Lacazette was quite poor, and the game that he was performing poorly, Wenger kept him on for the entire game. Arsenal defenders just didn't bother to do their jobs, especially for the 3rd goal. A miserable day for Arsenal, but a huge one for Swansea as they temporarily jumped out of the bottom 3 with the team still to play. And we want Huddersfield versus Liverpool. Liverpool took the lead in the 25th minute when my best bud Emre Can got the goal. It came from nowhere really, as a cross into the box by Andy Robertson was only partially cleared. It fell to Emre Can 25 yards out from goal, and his low strike took a little deflection and it nestled into the bottom corner. And Liverpool doubled their lead on the brink of half time when Bobby Firmino got the goal. Again, it came from nowhere as I was going to say James Milner then. Again, it came from nowhere as James Milner led it off to the Brazilian, and he was basically stuck near the corner flag, but he made his way into the box, and there was men in the middle, but there was no way that he could get the ball to them without it being blocked. So the Brazilian, without looking, squeezed the ball between Jonas Ossel and the post and into the back of the net. And Liverpool got the perfect chance to kill the game off in the 78th minute when they were awarded a penalty. It came as the ball fell to Emre Can in the box, and in came Philip Billing from behind, and he basically hit him to the floor, and the ref pointing to the spot. James Milner was on the pitch, who was Liverpool's normal penalty taker, but either he liked Salah or Salah asked for it, as the Egyptian stepped up to take it, and he sent Jonas Ossel the wrong way, and he finished for his 19th league goal of the season. And that's how the game ended. A much needed win for Liverpool following their loss to Swansea and then the loss to West Brom in the FA Cup at the weekend. Huddersfield never really challenged in this game, a very routine victory for Liverpool, and a very deserved one as well. And we went to Manchester City versus West Brom. Man City took the lead in the 20th minute when Fernandinho got the goal. Kevin De Bruyne with just a Kevin De Bruyne pass as he threaded it through to Fernandinho, who slotted it home past the reach of Ben Foster from a tight angle. And Man City doubled their lead 25 minutes in the second half when Kevin De Bruyne got on the score sheet. It got to the point where, to try and stop the Belgian, people were trying to bring him down as James McClean went for it, but he failed to, as De Bruyne just kept on galloping through. He then played a 1-2 in the box and side-footed it past Ben Foster. And Man City put one final nail in the coffin in the 90th minute when Sergio Aguero made it 3-0. Raheem Sterling made his way into the box before finding Aguero on the edge of the 6-yard box, who dinked his shot over Ben Foster. And that's how the game ended. A very comfortable win for the league leaders in the end, who extended their lead at the top to 15 points following the Manchester United result. We'll get onto that in a bit. West Brom never challenged and only managed their first shot on target in the 88th minute, so it shows how tight Man City were at the back. This game really did just show the difference in class between these two sides, as City were just carving chance after chance, and with all those chances you'd expect City to score a good 5 or 6, but there were some shots that just weren't up to scratch, but they won't really mind though, as they picked up a comfortable win over the team at the bottom. And we went to Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth took the lead 5 minutes in the second half when Callum Wilson gave the visitors the lead. It was a clinical goal for Bournemouth as they punished a Chelsea mistake when Bakayoko gave the ball away. Callum Wilson then played a 1-2 with Jordan Ayew before slotting the ball home. And 10 minutes later, Bournemouth doubled their lead through Junior Stanislas. Chelsea defenders were shocking for this goal. They just switched off as Callum Wilson made his way forward, slipped it through to Junior Stanislas, who had no pressure on him from any Chelsea defenders, and he simply flicked the ball under Courtois at the near post. post. And would you believe it, 3 minutes later Bournemouth got their third when Nathan Ake scored against his former club. Junior Stanislas was causing trouble again as his curled shot looked like it was going wide, but it turned into a perfect pass as Ake sneaked away from the defence and prodded the ball home at the back post. And that was how the game ended. What a win for Bournemouth, and the quote-unquote smaller teams are really shocking the big boys recently. Swansea claiming Liverpool and Arsenal in 2 games, and Bournemouth claiming Chelsea and Arsenal earlier in the season as well. Chelsea were shocking at the back for possibly the first time this season. Their defenders just didn't look at the best today, and I know they have been playing a lot of games this month, but that's where the best players and managers shine. Chelsea had kept 5 clean sheets in their last 7 games, but this shock loss to Bournemouth was their joint heaviest defeat of the season and joint heaviest defeat since Antonio Conte took charge at the beginning of last season. And we've won Everton versus Leicester. Everton took the lead in the 26th minute when Theo Walcott got his first goal for the Toffees. It came as Ben Chilwell was caught napping at the back as Gylfi Sigurdsson stole the ball away from him and crossed it low into the box for a completely unmarked Walcott, who poked it home. And Everton doubled their lead 15 minutes later when Theo Walcott got his and Everton's second. Simple goal as well from a free kick. Rooney played it short, he got it back, he lofted it into the box, Michael Keane flicked it towards the back post, and there was Walcott, who volleyed it home. But Leicester got the perfect chance to get back into the game when they were given a penalty. Wayne Rooney tugged on the back of Wilfred Ndidi's shirt in the box, and that caused him to go down, and the ref pointed to the spot. Jamie Vardy stepped up to take it, and he smashed his penalty into the bottom corner to give Leicester a lifeline. And that's how the game ended. Leicester didn't really go into the game in the right frame of mind with the whole Riyad Mahrez drama yesterday. Leicester never really attacked in the first half, and although they did improve a little bit in the second half, they only registered 1 shot on target in the entire game, and it just wasn't enough as Everton picked up their first win since December. And we went to Tottenham versus Manchester United. This one got off to an extremely quick start as just 11 seconds, yes, seconds into the match, Tottenham took the lead through Christian Eriksen. Legit straight from kickoff, Dele Alli booed it forward, it's flicked on by Harry Kane into the path of Eriksen, who dinked it over David De Gea. And Tottenham doubled their lead half an hour later thanks to a Phil Jones own goal. Kieran Trippier flew down the right hand side and played a low ball into the box, and it was going straight to Phil Jones, who had options, you know. Booed it straight out or something, but for some reason, and I'm not quite sure how he did this, he slotted it home past De Gea at the near post. Only way I can describe it, it's like he forgot where he plays and what team he plays for. It was just bizarre. Clinical finish, to be honest. What a finish. And that's the game ended. Man United just didn't look good in this game, and worse than normal. Alexis Sanchez was basically a non-entity on his Premier League debut, managing just 2 touches of the ball in the Tottenham box. Tottenham picked up a win in the end and ended Man United's 8-game unbeaten run in the league and left them 15 points adrift of their rivals at Manchester City. And we went to Newcastle versus Burnley. Newcastle got the perfect chance to take the lead in the 34th minute when they were given a penalty. It came as Kennedy was brought down in the box and the ref pointed to the spot. Penalty all day long. No complaints. Hosselu stepped up to take it, and his penalty was quite good, but Nick Pope got down well to his left and saved it. And after this, Newcastle were dominating for most of the game, but they couldn't find a way through until the 66th minute when centre-back Jamal Lascelles gave the Magpies the lead. It came from a corner that new signing Kennedy whipped in, and on the end of it was Lascelles who headed it home at the near post. But Burnley levelled the game up 5 minutes from time thanks to a goal that will go down as a Carl Darlow own goal. It's the keeper's worst nightmare, as well as Sam Vokes headed it on goal from very close range. Darlow did well to parry onto the bar, but it hits the bar, comes back down, hits his face, and then bounces into the back of the net. And as the game ended, Newcastle really did deserve to win this one, but they just couldn't find the net enough, which has been the main downfall of their season. Kennedy did impress on his debut, but that will do little to help the fans as they are becoming more and more restless with owner Mike Ashley. They even did the whole Arsenal thing as they brought out a banner before the game, basically telling Mike Ashley to f*** off. Like I said, Newcastle really should have won this one, but it wasn't to be as they failed to win at home for the 8th game in a row. And we went to Southampton versus Brighton. Brighton got a big chance to take the lead in the 15th minute when they were given a penalty as Wesley Hurt clipped the ankles of Solly March and Big Mike Dean pointed to the spot. Glenn Murray stepped up to take it and he sent the keeper the wrong way and he converted from the spot for his 9th of the season. But Southampton levelled the game up to the 64th minute when Jack Stevens got his 2nd goal in as many games. It came for a free kick that James Ward-Prowse put low into the box, and there to flick it on was Stevens, who put the ball in the far corner. And that's how the game ended. Southampton had more of the ball, more shots, more everything really, but they couldn't beat Brighton at St Mary's. Southampton new boy Guido Carrillo came on at half-time and injected some life into the horse, but he didn't hit the ground running and failed to find the net, as both teams picked up a point in their battles for survival. And we went to West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace took the lead in the 24th minute through their big striker Christian Benteke. Lovely run from Andros Townsend and he glided past Declan Rice, stood the cross up for Benteke, who powered his header home from 6 yards out. But West Ham would get the perfect chance to level the game up 20 minutes later when they were awarded a penalty. James Tompkins came sliding in on Javier Hernandez and the ref pointed to the spot. Up stepped Mark Noble, who rolled his penalty home for his 50th goal for West Ham. And as the game ended, it was a lively first half with both teams having some decent chances, but then we moved on to the second, which was the complete opposite and it was just awful. Both teams came away with a point, and that was a fair result for both of them. And finally, we've got Stoke versus Watford. Nothing happened. Literally nothing. Both teams lacked the cutting edge in attack as the battle between the teams with new managers produced a really low quality match, and both teams come away with a point. So that's all the games we've got for this time. Before we go, let's take a look at the Premier League table and top goal scorers. Starting off with the Premier League table. Down the top 5, and as you can see, Manchester City are 15 points clear following their win over West Brom. Manchester United are second following their defeat to Tottenham. Liverpool moved up to third after their win over Huddersfield. Chelsea dropped down to fourth after their shock loss to Bournemouth, and Tottenham make up the top 5 after they won over Manchester United. Moving on to the bottom 5, and West Brom at the bottom following their loss to Manchester City. Swansea are not on the bottom for the first time in God knows how long after their win over Arsenal. Southampton make up the bottom 3 following their draw with Brighton. Huddersfield is 17th after their loss to Liverpool, and Stoke make up the bottom 5 after their bore draw with Watford. Moving on to the top goal scorers, and as you can see, Harry Kane is on the top. He didn't score against United, so he stayed on 21 goals and 1 assist. Mohamed Salah is second. He grabbed a goal against Huddersfield that took him to 19 goals and 6 assists. Sergio Aguero got one against West Brom. He's on 17 goals and 5 assists. Raheem Sterling is fourth. He didn't score, but he did grab an assist, so he's on 14 goals and 6 assists. And Roberto Firmino entered the top 5 after his goal against Huddersfield took him up to 11 goals and 5 assists. Right, so that's all I've got for this time. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll be back on Tuesday for the next episode of the Premier League Review. If you want to follow my personal Twitter, link is in the description. If you want to follow us on Twitter to stay up to date about when we go live or upload a video, you can. The link is in the description as well, or it's at portionofsport_. If you missed last episode, that'll be popping on your screen about now, along with a link to the channel so you can subscribe. But anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I've been Mark from A Portion of Sport, and I'll see you soon.